I'm Rikavan Sengupta. I'm a master student of Business Analytics and Information Systems from University of South Florida. Today we will learn how to write a Java program that would run a MapReduce job on an underlying Hadoop system. Now let's go to our Eclipse where we will write our Java code. I have already written the Java code here. I'll talk about this later. First thing, we have to import the jar files which are related to our project. So I have already imported the jar files. These jar files are available from the Apache common directory, and we have to check the version so that it is compatible with the Hadoop platform that we are using. In my case it is 2.7.3 is the compatible one, so I'm using this one here. So let's understand how MapReduce works in this system. Now let's say there is a town called Utopia. In the elections of the town, there are three booths, booth 1, booth 2 and booth 3. This is booth 1, booth 2 and booth 3, and there are 4 or 5 candidates like Jaja, Gigi, Juju and Jinjin. And we have the votes of these booths, say booth 1 in the booth 1 text file, votes for booth 2 in the booth 2 text file, and votes for booth 3 the booth 3 text file for all the candidates. Now our aim is to count the total vote for each candidate while running a MapReduce job by distributing it in nodes. Now let's look at the code in the Eclipse. Here we have created three classes. The first class is the vote count mapper class. We have an object mapper that extends from the vote count mapper class. Here we input the text data from the booth files where we have the count for each booth, and we'll give an output in text file format. Then it will split the data if it finds a space, so it will count it as separate contestants. Now the second class is the vote count reducer class. This class does the reducer job. This gets the output from the mapper program, and it reduces the data and gives how many key value pairs are prepared and sorts and shuffles those for their each number of votes. Now the third class we have is the vote count application class. This is the main driver application. These calls the two previous classes. Here we can see here we can see this calls the two previous classes, the vote count mapper and vote count reducer. It feeds the input and produces an output as a text format on the output directory path. Now we export it to a jar file. Here we export it to a runnable jar file so that we can use it in our Cloudera system.
Now we are in our Cloudera virtual systems. Here I have my Hadoop ecosystem running in it, and I also have my booth files stored in my Cloudera ecosystem and the app.jar file that I exported as a runnable jar file saved in here. Now if we go to the Hue file browser, we can see I have the vote count input over here. I have made the directory vote count input, and I have my text files for booth 1, booth 2 and booth 3 over here, and we have the votes for each individual booth for each individual file. Now let's run the MapReduce program. I have already written the code for the MapReduce program over here. I'll just copy paste the code. Okay, so the MapReduce code is running. Now if we go to our job browser, we can see our MapReduce code is running over here. It is already 50% done. We'll wait for the MapReduce code to, so it has run. So now if we go to our file browser, we should be able to see a folder, another directory called vote count output, which we can see here. We should have our output in this vote count output file, Here we can see this file. This is our output text file that we created. If we go inside this file, we can see the votes for each individual candidate. So now we have successfully run the MapReduce program using Java on the underlying Hadoop system. Thank you for watching.